So, gang, you're first up on the block for our challenge series rundown for the year. Given it was the Welsh Firefighter Challenge, for people that are completely unaware of it, how many years have we been doing this? Where was this year based? And who do we have to thank for supporting this year's competition?
It's the fourth year we've run it. It's seemed to have found its natural home down the marina in Swansea. It's a nice little venue. It's pretty much its own little sort of stadium. We've run it fourth year we've run it. Main sponsors MSA, obviously give us some money. Hikes Boots, Mansell Davis. What?
Yeah, we've got quite a few.
Who are Mansell Davis?
They're a haulage company based within our service area, but they look after the Volvo appliances that we've got. So they do a lot of work on the fire engines. So it's a natural sort of collaboration. But they've been really good. They've helped us from year one going through. No, really good support from them. And we try and use a lot of other.
Tell you what. Here's a typical pivot that Pete Wakefield interrupts with. Who do you think are the type of partners and sponsors that are not getting involved in the challenge community, which is an obvious connection? And it's like, how does some of these big companies not know about the unique stuff that's going on in the Firefighter Challenge community? Because it's a great opportunity for them to align themselves with first responders, show that they support firefighters. It's a great PR thing for them. Who would be some of your utopian, like, cool partners or sponsors or things that you think aren't getting involved in it?
I think the ones we've not really or not been able to tap into much is the likes of Petzl, people who provide a massive amount of equipment to the services. Who else?
It's fun thing. Well, it's like within our service, we've obviously got the procurement team which go off. So obviously and it's the same with you. With your appliances, you'll have bottled water on there. We try to approach the company that supplies the bottled water, but it's sort of a not knowing what you guys are doing sort of thing. And we've never really had much success, but we've tried to look up our trucks, what bits of equipment we have, who those suppliers or manufacturers.
Just going down the list of what is all this stuff, who makes all this stuff, and how do we speak to those people?
Yeah. But
I'm surprised we haven't got a big sporting brand behind the challenge community.
Yeah, we have tried it.
Adidas or somebody, or bloody Nike, or Gymshark or whatever, Adidas. Jesus, Adidas showing me age there. People will be like, "Fuck's Adidas." Adidas is still around.
We have tried, and the guys who do our sponsorship for our challenge have contacted various companies, but it's still quite an unknown in the whole of not only the British Fire Service, but definitely across the whole of British. It needs to be known as a bit more of a high-profile sport. Before it is
still in its infancy in the UK, is what we forget, really. In terms of when you think of sports, if you go soccer, hockey, golf, whatever, these things, it's generational. Whereas this really is probably only the second generation, if that, of people that are doing challenges. We're probably only second generation now, maybe arguably third, because I'm probably second generation. And I'm getting old. So there's the young guns, the 18, 19-year-olds coming through. So, given it is the Welsh Firefighter Challenge, let's start as we mean to go on and celebrate some Welsh individuals. Who were some of the top performers at this year's competition?
Obviously, James Sheen, as usual. He won it again, top Welsh male. But Emma Watson, first time she'd raced, she won best Welsh female. She had a great race, but just the general standard as well of the Welsh firefighters, male and female, coming through. It seemed to have. It took a couple of years to really get a bit of a foothold and part of the firefighters' psyche. But they've really bought into it last year, and we had quite the best ever entrance, male and female, especially female.
I was going to say, I think this is the highest attended one, isn't it? I mean, I know
Yeah.
you still struggle with capacity, being that the Welsh, for everyone that doesn't know, runs just over one day, similar to many of the regionals. It's you've got to try and smash them all out over the course of one day, and you only have 2 lanes still, don't you? This is the thing, I've spoken to the British and a few others. I'm like, let's get out to 3 lanes because I think yours and the South Coast and you could quickly punch it into 3 lanes. And I think the
Yeah.
current footprint might facilitate it, because there is a bit of spare space-ish left and right. I mean, it's tight. It is tight. You've got to acknowledge it. I mean, there's a hell of a load of water on one side, and then you've got the shops on the other side. So it is it is quite limited in that respect. And then you've got to balance it against giving sponsors and partners space to be and all that sort of jazz, and the crowd safety element of it. But can you just, you know what I mean? I remember when I went to, I forget, I think it was Mönchengladbach one in Germany, and there's 4 lanes.
Yeah.
That's cool. It's a spectacle. Do you know what I mean? When you're
Yeah.
seeing 4 athletes go, it's just a whole nother level of crazy.
We did.
I don't think the British will ever manage to do it because it's a tower issue.
Yeah.
We did talk about this year, and we were either going to up the capacity or try tandems. But we just with core havens, there was only 2 core havens available to us. But hopefully next year that won't be a problem. There's a case of there's something afoot to
Bro, that
have
would be
extra
wicked.
sledge machines. So that was the limitation. Not only the size, it was the extra core haven we would have needed.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully
That'd be so much fun. And just so engaging for the crowd as well. Because you do get, I mean, we do well to pair them, but every now and again you get the odd one where someone's just a long way ahead. And the other person, the crowd gets behind them and they give them love and support, but you kind of go, oh, God, that person's finished a minute ago and this person's still wrestling down the course. You're like, "Urgh." Okay, so they were our Welsh athletes. Give us some others. So who were in the top spots?
James is up there. Tanya always does really well, doesn't she?
Yeah.
We got a competitor from one of our on-call stations up towards Mid Wales. And what category is Tanya in now?
She's in the over 40s female, but only because there's not many in the later categories.
Yeah, but she's a really good athlete. Every year gives it all on the course.
Yeah, she's great. They're the kind of competitors I love refereeing and watching. The likes of Rachel Smith. She does amazing every time.
Rachel's a beast. She's so
Tanya
consistent, isn't she?
Tanya
So strong.
Fulcher, she's incredible for it's only the second or third year I think she's competed, but she's brilliant. Yeah, they're the kind of people I love watching and racing. Do
you think the women actually get faster? I think as they get a little bit older.
They got a massive step up this year as well from last year. We ran the Dragon's Den or the Dragon's Lair this year. We're still putting in the final timings for that, but I tried to work out the females limits to make the Dragon's Lair, and pretty much every female made it because it was such a step up from last year.
Yeah,
it was
so strong, aren't they? I mean, there's arguments for, yes, they get fitter and yes, they get the habit of the course and stuff like that. But I don't know. I'd probably have to delve into the Google bro science on this and see what it has to say. Because I think women do just get fitter and stronger into their 30s and maybe in their 40s. Men tend to slow down past their 35, 39, don't we?
Yeah.
But women don't. I mean, some of the top performers, as we zoom out and look at, the May and Helena, and they're all in their 40s.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They're not 19-year-old girls when people are, oh yeah, fit, young, sprinting around 19-year-old, 21-year-old girls. I'm like, no, they're not the ones that are smashing it. I wonder if it's a strength element. I wonder if, because strength is a big factor for all athletes, but certainly for women, being able to move with intention with that dummy is rarer in the female categories.
I mean, mass moves mass, doesn't it? At the end of the day, so strength and build and everything like that also helps. But Yeah, but
So this year, how many relays do we have?
I think they had 16 teams.
16 teams.
I think.
That's
Yeah.
a lot,
it?
isn't it?
16 relays.
Oh,
16 races, I think.
16 races. So yeah, 32 relay teams.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
no,
yeah.
that's what I remember. Yeah, 16 races, what I was saying, 16 relays.
16
So yeah,
races.
32 teams. Wow.
So
32
yeah,
races. Jesus
it
Christ.
Yeah.
such a great turnout, and everybody bought into it. It was a full day of racing.
Mm.
And it was nice. We had the support, the assistant chief from our service came down, and he competed.
Yeah.
He competed in the individual. We've never had support like that before.
No.
And he came back to do the relay as well with one of the on-duty watchers. So yeah, really nice, really nice.
Yeah, I remember having a
support.
good chat with him actually. He was a really nice bloke. Why do you think you started to see that shift turn? I mean, in fairness, Roger was there the year before, so verbally we've had that support, which is great and means a lot. But different services have different perspectives on how inclusive or not Firefighter Challenge competitions are.
Yeah.
So in the least political sense, I'd ask you to speak to that and say, well, you're asking everybody to rip 70-kilo dummies off the ground, Tim. It doesn't really seem very inclusive, Dom, to be honest. It's it's way above what's required for a firefighter on their operational ground. It's a bit silly, to be honest.
I don't know.
With Craig Flannery with us, the assistant chief, he's a natural athlete. He's a really competitive gentleman, and I think he's always been on your side in terms of organising it. He's always been in the background, but it's like, I assume it's like with anyone else, even down to a firefighter level, you've put in yourself in front of hundreds of people on that day, and it's the confidence to be able to do that. And I admired him, especially in that position. If you weren't to complete it, that's quite a
Yeah.
So you set yourself up for a
Huge.
fall, don't you?
Yeah.
Step out onto the course.
Yes. Yeah. Especially, as a senior leadership level, it's just you'll do okay, and everybody will go, yeah, you should do because you're a firefighter, or
Yeah.
you'll fumble it, and everyone, it's the upswing is difficult, but that's why it means all the more that they do it, because they don't have to do it. They could just come along and wave and say, I think it's really great, thanks a lot, see you later. Do you know what I mean? But actually, the three, you get on and do it, and I think that I love people who practice what they preach. Do you know what I mean? I always say people don't learn, they absorb. We don't just listen with our ears, we see with our eyes what our leaders are doing. And I think that was a really, really great testament. And it's not the first time we saw it, with the British. We saw Rob Taylor, the Derbyshire guy, Derbyshire chief, really, really fit bloke, just kind of rolled up to see what the crack was. And as he's operational, had his kit with him.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's great. And I think we're going to see more of that as with respect to age and all that sort of stuff. A lot of the older fire chiefs are retiring, and we're seeing a lot more new chiefs and deputy chiefs and all that sort of jazz run up through the ranks. I'd love to see a female chief come and do it, just because I would. Nina's been doing some training lately. I know I've seen her posts and spoke to her. She's been on a bit of a fitness kick in the last year and a half. I'd love to see her out on the course. She's just moved to Hampshire and Isle of Wight, hasn't she? Maybe she'll get in the South Coast next year. Yeah, that'd be interesting. So run us through the age gaps, and I will sit quietly in a very rare way that I never do. Give us some of the top performers in the age categories. We will caveat it by forgiving ourselves for people that we don't mention, but just give people a flavour and that sat out a few of the athletes.
Under 29s male, Simon Calvert, James Johnson with a top fours, I believe. Yeah. Under 34s were obviously Matt and James Sheen. 39s, I'm not actually sure.
I can't remember who was in the 39s. It was John.
Forgiveness for the 39s.
Yeah. Sorry. And then another one who did really well. Well, who's just been absolutely amazing this year compared to what he has the last couple of years is Dave Chapman. He's just become another level.
Yes. He's done so well, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Really punching through.
He's really top performing this year.
Males, we had Cush. I've just found it.
Yes.
So we had Cush in second and Blackledge, Mr. Zach. Very, very, very strong performer. Tell you what, Danny Bailey, she started to come back stronger this year. She had a bit of a wobble, bless her. Not in terms of personal life, I'm not giving any reflection, but just physically, she'd struggled the last couple of years. And this year, she really stepped up. And I think she did really, really well. And I think it's well worth recognising that for her. Simon's a very different athlete, isn't he?
Pardon?
Yeah, I showed amazing race. Simon Culvert, because he's a wiry, fast one. You know what I mean? When we talk about mass moving mass, he's not a massive bloke, but he's I find him to be the smoothest one. Like when you see him on the course, I always speak to Cush about, slow, smooth as fast and all that sort of jazz. I think Simon is one of the smoothest athletes on the course. He never seems rushed. Yet he doesn't look like he's moving quickly, but he is. Do you know what I mean? Whereas when you see, me or Matt or someone else, we kind of lumber down the course like a bit of a buffalo rhino thing or something like that. And like, it can be messy, but it's fast. But Simon is very, very smooth.
Yeah.
And I compare that to, we just had Bradley Dix. You know who Bradley Dix is? He's just won he just broke the world record for the American one. And again, he's very Simon. He's a thinner athlete, he's a slimmer athlete, but he's so smooth.
Yeah.
His transitions. And on a course as short as the Welsh, it really is all about those smooth transitions.
Yeah. No, he's lightning across the ground.
He's impressive. I'll tell you what, Bobby, he's sometimes one of the unsung heroes from the Gloucestershire lot, Because I'm not sure if that's not his best finish, Has he ever got a silver?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I don't
I
think so.
apologise, Bobby.
I think that is his first medal.
He's consistently good at
I'm not sure that's not his first podium.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's one of those. You never see him, I never hear him spoke about in the same ways as Matt's and Sam's and
always a bit
Amy and stuff like that.
But
he's very humble athlete, but he's a very, very good athlete. Very good athlete. Kind of the quiet warrior, just doing the hard work in the in the shadows. Who's Emma Lockett? I know I've met Emma, but the name's not ringing a bell for me.
So Emma's a firefighter with us, based down in Milford Haven. So she's from our service, and Emma competed in the first competition that we did down internationally, but she hasn't competed the last 2 years. So she came back this year, which has been
she came back and took a bronze medal.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. You're going to be happy with that, isn't she?
Yeah.
And she was so close to Teresa. Her and Teresa were like a second out of each other. So that was a really, really hot one. Right. Take me into the older males, because this is where I really, with respect to all the younger males, I find some of the older athletes a bit more impressive, because I always say we can all be fit and strong when we're 20-something. Do you know what I mean? We're all full of testosterone and rubber and optimism and everything works and all that sort of jazz. Aaron Childs is now in the 40s plus categories, and he's still so good, isn't he?
Yeah.
He really is. How much of that is a genetic lottery as well, though? Because he's so tall. What is he, 6'5"? Maybe even taller
I
than that.
think we put a lot of that down to height, isn't it?
Yeah.
How tall is James?
James Johnson.
Six foot, 6'1".
He must be 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah, I'm 6'4".
No, he's taller than that, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's about 6'4". He's about my height, a little bit taller.
Yeah, because he was 2'14", wasn't he?
Yes.
And Aaron was 2'16", but Aaron's a lot older than him.
Yeah, James has got
you know what I mean?
Side there.
Talk to me about Dan Watson, because we're going to have Dan on as part of this little series as well. Dan has been doing it for a couple of years, but they've just kicked off this year with the first Cleveland, which is fantastic to see. Competing up there. Dan medaled, didn't he, in this year's?
Yeah, in third in his age category.
Third in his age category.
He's another athlete that year on year, because of the competitions and everything, it's just improving and improving and improving. It's
Who's
it's hard.
Graham Linton?
Graham, I don't know what service Graham's from. He's not
sure.
on the service.
No.
I don't know what service Graham's from. I know I must have met Graham before. I apologise, Graham, if you're hearing this and going, bloody hell, Pete, we've spoke so many times. I've shook your hand twice. I've met your kids. I was at your wedding, for God's sake. But Ronnie and Martin still punching really well up there. But
Yeah.
Graham's only just behind Martin. Yeah, Martin did a 2:59 this year, which is really, really good.
Yeah. Anyone under 3 minutes for our challenge is a top time. It's really consistent, and you obviously put the work in to get that under 3 minutes.
So, how do people achieve 3 minutes? We're gonna wrap it up in a minute, but I wanted to ask you guys, from all the competitions you've been to now, you've done some international stuff, you've been all across the UK, you're trying to seek out marginal gains for yourselves. What's some 3 or 4 things you would do in your personal life to try and get the balance right to set yourself up for success? So I want 3 things you do in your personal life, and then I want 10 exercises. So you're allowed 10 exercises, only 10 for the rest of your entire career, to keep you fit and healthy as an operational firefighter with a good chance of doing well in the challenges. So hit me with some lifestyle hacks first. Hit me with things in your life that you think you need to get on top of.
Prioritize
Well,
sleep.
an athlete should, not this.
Yeah, like
Okay.
Tom said, recovery is a massive part of it. In it, but it's consistency in training. We struggle both working opposite shifts and everything, but it's putting the hours in when you can and making sure they're good hours when you're training. So yeah, consistency is a big thing for me, and recovery.
Don't make progress the enemy of perfect. You know, consistency, like you say,
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be the perfect session, just showing up, getting it done, getting the conditioning done.
Yeah.
And
Sleep, consistency.
Sleep at
That's one
my
more.
age.
No, mate, it's a secret superpower. I only got 7 hours last night, and I can feel it and I can see it in my face. I look like I've, been dragged down the garden backwards.
And nutrition.
Right,
And
exercises.
Yeah.
You've got nutrition. Sorry, yeah, nutrition.
Yeah.
Do you two still drink, don't you?
Yeah.
Obviously not when on duty.
No. Yeah.
But why?
I honestly think it's just a social more than anything. It's just sitting down. I know it's different when you come out sort of thing, but it's start sitting down, having a drink with your friends. It's just it's a habit, isn't it? When you sat down in a pub, it's what you naturally
It
go and
is.
do. I think it is literally just habit. It is one of those. It's not a good habit.
But I wonder if that is one of the things that's. Do you think Rob Green still drinks? I know Alan does.
I don't know if Rob, he didn't when we were in Denmark, did he?
I'm not sure. I
don't think he does, you know.
I don't think he did when we were in Denmark. But the likes of James Sheen, he normally stops drinking.
Yeah.
Leading up to an event.
Helena always nags me to stop drinking, to go to the next level.
Yeah, but if you stop drinking, you're not very interesting. That's the problem, Dom.
I know. I've got nothing else to do with my time. I got to take a nicked in or something.
It's a catch-22, isn't it? It's a tough one, brother. So, nutrition, sleep, and consistency. Right, get us into the weeds. Get us into some exercises, because I'm a new firefighter. I've seen all this stuff on social media. I'm interested in getting involved, and I'm trying to go down Dr. Google to find out what are the best exercises to get me fit and strong, A, for the fire service, and B, for the challenges. So we'll go 1 each, which means you've got 5 each. Whoever wants to go first. You can only do these 10 movements, these 10 exercises. There's no limit on price. There's no limit on equipment. There's no limit on time. In a utopia, 5 things each.
First one, the one I prioritise this year is the VO Max, the 4 on, 4 off minutes. So I find a hill that takes about 4 minutes to run up. I'll run it up, and then sort of walk, so jog down, so you've got the rest in, and then do that 4 times. But that's one of the sessions I've really worked on this year.
So hill sprints, 4 minutes on, 4 minutes off, sprint intervals.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Love it. What
Yeah,
you having, Tim?
we've started using resistance bands quite a lot now. Using them in between, so doing the high intensity intervals, coming off those into some form of resistance band training, whether it would be like a simulation hall, which works really well. It's a really cheap, really mobile bit of equipment you can take out in the yard with you.
100%.
But yeah,
I
really,
just wrap 2 round tow bar of my car.
yeah, massive.
So I'll
liberating
do
on
some
it.
sort of sprints, or I'll do, whatever, and then I'm just grabbing one in each arm, bang, bang,
Yeah.
going shoulder over shoulder. Or equally, what I've started doing as well is getting on the floor and doing hip flexor work with them.
Yeah.
So that's something a lot of people don't train, is actually, hooking it around your ankle and driving your knee through, so that you're actually punching through with a bit more explosiveness. Because you'd be astonished how weak your hip flexors are. You ever do the thing where you sit on the floor and try and put your feet over like a water bottle or anything like that? Try and do that. Try and sit in the L-sit position and lift your feet, or do it with like toilet rolls and get higher and higher. Some people's are weak as a kitten. It's one of those, if you've not trained them, it's an unknown, like real weakness. Okay, so we've got resistance bands, we've got VO2 max intervals. Back to you, Dom.
Lactic threshold sort of tolerance. I do it on the assault bike or the rower. That's another thing I've been working on this year. So you sort of 20 to 30 seconds on as fast as you can, empty yourself, but do that every minute for 15 to 20 minutes. Build up, start on getting to 15, and then you build up to the 20 minutes then. But yes, so I mean, sort of 30 seconds, flat out straight as I'm sort of falling off the assault bike, and then back on every minute then. Because it's horrible. It's
I
torture.
can see you just flaking off that like a used Johnny, just flopping off the rowing machine. Have you ever done Miko's Triangle? Do you know what that is?
No.
Miko's Triangle, have a Google of it after this. It's a lovely one to set up. So it's, I forget the guy's first name, but Miko was a CrossFit guy that had a really, really great engine. And he would do 18, so a minimum is 18. So you have a rower setup, you have a ski erg setup, and you have a bike setup. And you have to go every minute on the minute. You do 18 calories on the rower, as an example, 18 calories on the bike, 18 calories on the ski. You have a minute to do each. So if you get it done in 40 seconds, you rest for 20 seconds. And then you have a minute off. So it's a 4-minute round. And you do that 10 times. So it's a 40-minute workout. And you have to achieve 18 calories across each one. And then you have a minute rest. And you try and get up to 20 is the goal. 21 is a real wrestle. I've done a 22 Miko, but I've only ever done it once. And I had to buy time out of the rower, basically. So I was technically cheating because I was transitioning off the rower quicker to get my calories in on the ski, because ski is just so much harder. To get 21, 22 calories in a minute on a ski consistently, it's just so difficult. Whereas a rower, I could do that in less than 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So you have your strengths for it. But sort of a little thing, if you've got access to those 3 bits of Concept 2 equipment, just put some nice music on in your ears and you just set the time as it's a 4-minute round and you move through it. And I find for lactic threshold work, that is really nice, simple workout. You know how long it's going to take. And it really just thrashes you. Yeah, it's a real lungs bleeding sort of workout. All right, so we've got lactic threshold. What you got, Tim?
A big thing, I think, more so with the regionals, is the sort of fast twitch conditioning. Sprints is a really good one, not necessarily hill sprints, but moving yourself quickly and, like you said earlier, with purpose on the flat ground and getting yourself conditioned to that sort of level of what you're doing. Because with the regionals, you haven't got the stairs, you haven't got that initial push there, you're straight into a fast movement, aren't you? So yeah, it's just moving those, and as soon as
I think if you haven't practiced sprinting on a regular basis, you're so vulnerable to snapping your hamstring. So I do a lot of like static hold work where I'll lie on my back and I will, drive one leg up and just engage hamstring in the rear. If you ever put your feet up on a bench and just try and lift yourself up and hold yourself for 30 seconds, you'll start to get an understanding for how weak your hamstrings are. Now, sitting down on a machine and doing a hamstring curl, unless you're doing it for bodybuilding, it's pretty much useless. It's not a movement you're ever going to do, and that's not how force is applied to the hamstring when you're sprinting. Because when you place your foot down into your heel, you're driving it in an extended position, so it doesn't close under tension like when you're doing it in a hamstring curl. That sort of that sort of contraction movement doesn't happen. You're placing load on it in a fully extended position in a sprint, and that's when I've popped it. Dean's popped it twice. In fact, I popped my hamstring at yours. Didn't I? I think on the second year.
Yeah.
And I was racing Aaron, and it's just one of those. It was after that I started doing a lot more work on them, because I was like, I know I'm really fit, but just going from a sprint start, the body just wasn't ready for it because I hadn't done the training for it. So yeah, I absolutely agree with quite a few of these now. That's going to be the case. You see it in the South Coast as well, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's sprints is number 4. You've got 6 more. That's 3 more each.
Power cleans. Just for explosive
Power
power.
cleans.
Power cleans.
Nice.
Just for explosive power.
Dom's gotten, I think he's swallowed a bloody sports science book over the last few months. He's bringing out all this. Well, I've got lactic threshold, I've got VO2 max intervals. Yeah, no, this is a great shout, brother. Power cleans, absolutely.
Yeah.
We got it, Tim. What's next?
Really basic one, but it's getting down and getting comfortable, making up pose, especially when you're fatigued. You see a lot of people in the challenges sort of get to that stage when they're burnt out, and it all goes to a bit of a walnut whip, doesn't it? And it's getting yourself used to rolling up the hose. It's difficult to breathe. It's inherently you're bending over. It's getting to that point and controlling yourself moving forward. But it's such a technical but basic skill to do right. And
that is exactly what Brad said. He said there's 3 rules to training: specificity, 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 which is a typical American answer because it's a stupid answer. Basically, it's, but it was like specificity. I was like, what training do you do? It's like, I run the course all of the time. He does do some single leg stuff, and he does do some power cleans. He does do some 10K runs, but he was like 80% of it's specificity.
Yeah.
Training for the sport.
Yeah, you see Jared Johnson on
factor.
his social media, and he is just running the course time on time on time.
He is, but with respect, that's what you see on social media. Do you know what I mean? That's not necessarily what's happening every day. But a good example of that is, and maybe we'll close out in a minute with this. We've got a few more of these to go, but it's the approach at which athletes take to competition. Because Brad is very much happy-go-lucky, silly goose, laughing, dancing, playing around. And if you look at his social media, if anybody I'll put a link under here. But Brad's episode will probably come out by the time this one comes out anyway, so you know who he is. But he's such a lovely little silly goose.
Yeah.
Whereas Jared, I love Jared. I've had him on a few times, but he is the Goggins firefighter, isn't he? Gotta get hard. Gotta do it every day. God damn it. Let's do it. Which is fun and cool and motivational. But not everybody can connect to that. Some of us are just silly goose, And you can still be a world champion if you're a silly goose, is what I think. Anyway, so we've got 2 more each.
Do a lot of weighted drags with with tires, just for power the legs. Just put them under load while you're accelerating away, forward and backwards. So you're dragging it back like the dummy. It's another specific kind of how your muscles would be under load during a race.
Do you ever do trying to go as fast as you can backwards on a treadmill?
No,
I
don't
do
do
that
that.
a lot because I know I'm strong enough to move it, but I'm not very quick moving with it.
No,
So I will hold. It's not heavy enough, but I'll hold like a 30-kilo bag because I'm not going to lumber up there with a 70-kilo sandbag onto the treadmill and break the treadmill because I'm heavy enough as it is. But like just holding a 20 or 30-kilo bag and then trying to speed up, because moving and being conditioned with it, I absolutely agree, and I do that as well. I do it with sleds, but you've got to be fast because you're not doing it for very long. Do you know
no,
what I mean? You've got to be fast and explosive. And I just, in compared to some other people, I just don't move fast enough with the dummy.
yeah,
Farmer's carry is another really nice basic one to do. It's anyone can do it. We just use foam cans on the yard. But again, it's getting to that point. It's the later stages of the race, but it's being able to run with the drums. You see a lot of people get to that point and they're sort of walking, they're taking their time with it. But it's such easy time to make when you've got those drums. And you see like the high rocks athletes, how they're moving with the drums there, and you see a lot of guys are sort of transitioning across now. So it's a really basic one to make time on. Is having that sort of grip strength when you get to it.
Yeah, you do see, well, especially when it's only a couple of seconds in it, you see them won or lost on those bits there, especially the choosing to run between the transition as well. Last one. What we got?
just run the course. That just time
That's
and time
hard to
again.
set
run.
up, though. Not everybody will have that.
No, but if you sort of apparatus to apparatus, so if you can, with ours, we'll do the 50-meter run with the 50-meter carry back of the Cleveland into the. We use foam cans instead of the RTC gear, loading those, and then onto the sledge. Sort of, we hit a tire or a hose or something like that, and then we just do short, specific sort of 2 or 3 apparatus together. Train them so you're going as quick as you can on the apparatus, a little bit of a rest, and then do the next little bit of the race. So you're always trying to do it as fast as you can, because a lot of the time you get to, especially the end of the race, you can't go, when you've trained the whole race, you can't go quickly on that apparatus. So you never actually get any quicker. Like you were saying with the dummy on the walking backwards on the treadmill, you have to specifically train it and be really quick at when you train it. So it's muscle memory. Your body learns to go quicker, even when fatigued.
100%. Absolutely agree. Well, I want to cap us there because I know we said this is going to be short. We've done 40 minutes already. I'm typical silly sausage. Competition for next year. How can people find out about it? Where do they need to go to get some information? When can they register for it?
We'll release the date. It's going to be the usual, the same time as we won't say the date now, but it's if you've registered before, you'll know which weekend it's 99% likely to be.
We'll put it up on the socials. We've got a website, haven't we?
We'll put it up on the socials nearer the time.
So social media, any specific one? Is Instagram the best place to see it, or?
Instagram's probably the best place. There's a Facebook page and we've got a website, but James Sheen does so much on the Instagram that it's worth checking
Good,
our
isn't
page
he?
out there. Yeah, he's brilliant.
He's got some really good branding. I think yours is one of the best ones out there for the socials. And that's because you've got a really strong team. That's, you know what, I want to close on that, to be fair. Your team is a very, very good team. And I'll say it now, and I'm not going to repeat it because you'll see it on the other ones. I won't say it on the other ones. The Welsh look after people the best in terms of facilitation, hospitality, the prep that you guys did, certainly from my perspective this year, and the running orders and the way that the information is displayed for the athletes so that we can celebrate them the most. You have a really good core group of people. The British have had a fantastic core group of people, and they still do, but they've had their ups and downs, and now the team is a little bit smaller than it was before. And I know from the Cheshire's perspective, they struggle sometimes to keep getting good people in and, hungry people. You guys seem to have a really, really healthy team balance.
I think
how do you do that?
we're our 4th year. Everybody knows it, but everybody knows their jobs. Everybody's bought into it.
Yeah.
And before we were racing together before, so we were mates together before. It's not a case of we put the team together for the challenge. We were mates together who just wanted to race more. So we decided to,
Mm.
you know, if nobody else is going to do it, we'll put a race on. You know, why is it always
That's
got to
it,
down to
mate.
someone else? Sometimes
Mhm.
you got to bite the bullet and just do it yourself. And
Yeah.
the last
You got to be
year,
audacious enough and brave enough to do it, and then people will
try to
come.
give it a go, wouldn't you? And this
Yeah.
year, everybody knew exactly what they were doing. Everybody, you know, we've all found our space in the team, our strengths, our weaknesses, and it's really working well.
It's really, really working well, mate. I've really, really loved it. It's great to see it going from strength to strength every year. I really look forward to seeing it break into that third lane at some point over the next few years. That would be such a game changer. Honestly, guys, that would be electric. That would be so incredible. So no pressure. Send my love to the rest of the team, and I look forward to catching you all soon.
Well done. Cheers, man.
Okay.
Cheers, mate. Boom.